New York, these days my town. Baghdad, Paris, Berlin, Mexico, Quebec, wherever. We're all from somewhere else. But somehow we feel at home here, and so do a lot of the musicians I met. This film is my homage to all those forgotten musicians at the source of today's billion-dollar music industry. Those who exist outside the frame, never credited or properly paid.
These are classical musicians, you know what I'm saying? All these men and women who play and perform this work, you know, they out there day in, day out, night in and night out on the stage somewhere.
Time Warner headquarters. Influential people from the entertainment and business world are raising money for the Jazz Foundation of America.
And my dad, he has the consonance and the rhythm of a jazz musician. You know, when I come here, I'm actually representing my dad and representing a legacy of men and women who've understood, who've embraced, who celebrate this incredible music. And we're doing that. You're part of that. You're part of our family.
We just counted in at 2,553 cases this past. So you guys are doing some amazing things now.
Wendy Oxenhorn, Executive Director, Jazz Foundation of America.
The only way you can ever really help people is allowing them to do what they do best, which is their work. We started a Jazz in the Schools program, so now we have like 100 of these great older people. One of you know, Evelyn Blakey, just so she could play for the kids. And it also paid her rent.
Singer, teacher, loved by fellow musicians, Evelyn spent most of her life performing and recording around the world with her famous father, Art Blakey and his jazz messengers.
He was one of the greatest drummers in jazz that ever lived. Part of the new music called bebop.
While that music is still sold and reissued, Evelyn has no royalty contracts and never received a dime for her work. She depends on the help of friends and the JFA. Sadly, just as we were getting to know Evelyn, she died suddenly. Life is fragile, and even more so in the margins, outside the frame.
Time is on my side. Yes, it is.
Jimmy Norman, now there's a story.
It's on my side. But yes, it is.
Musician, singer, songwriter, producer, he's done it all. He's written some of jazz and rock and roll's greatest hits. Yet, like me, you've probably never heard of him. His song, Time Is On My Side, launched the Rolling Stones.
I came on the road with my record, watching the Rolling Stones version go up the charts.
Right.
You know, and I just kept climbing, I went to BMI. They didn't even know who I was.
You heard correctly. BMI, responsible for collecting royalties and paying musicians, didn't know who Jimmy was.
So what happened, his writing name was Norman Mead. Okay, I'm Jimmy Norman, Norman Mead. So it started off with Jimmy Norman, Norman Mead.
On the record, Jimmy Norman / Norman Reed, right on the record.
Then it said J. Norman. It said J. Norman / N. Mead.
Get it? Norman
Then
Mead.
Norman Mead. And it got so brazen at the end, he had took it out of BMI and put it in ASCAP, and with his name, Jerry Reservoir, on it.
I found a way to get him to Keith Richards and the Stones one night. We brought him to the concert, and he went backstage and met Keith, and Keith was in awe. Time Is On My Side's gone into public domain. No one's getting anything for it now. Too late.
I would like to see jazz take its rightful place in the pantheon of American music.
Danny Glover, Outside the Apollo.
Where does it stand? Where does it... I'd like to see people reimagine himself through jazz again.